The Queen's arrival at Buckingham Palace was incredibly emotional, especially as she went past the palace gates and the public just broke into a rapturous applause. What did you make of yesterday's events?
I thought it was absolutely spine-tingling. It was wet, it was dark, and yet people had come out in their thousands to welcome the Queen home for one last time. It was a very emotional moment.
And we've seen some pictures of the royal family members together, and Kate was wearing a pearl necklace. Can we assume that that was a tribute to the Queen?
Look, I think that pearls were so synonymous with the Queen. She would often wear a couple of strings. It may well have been a nod to her.
And what do you make of Harry's latest statement, clarifying that he will be wearing a mourning suit?
I think it was a really smart move for Harry to clarify this in advance of all the ceremonial events. There have been so many questions about whether he would wear uniform and so many other things around their relationship and speculation, and this is not the time for that. I think his team have been very smart in moving to just shut that down.
Sarah Chatto was with the family last night, and it's the first time we've seen her. So how did you interpret that event?
I think this is a sign of the family pulling together. Obviously, the Queen had a very close relationship with her niece, Lady Sarah Chatto, and she must be grieving as much as the rest of them. I think it's very poignant, especially because the Queen was at her side when her own mother, Princess Margaret, passed away, and she'll want to pay her respects.
So Charles and Camilla spent 30 minutes at Buckingham Palace yesterday. Do you think they're using, the time that they had away for rest and recovery ahead of today's busy events?
I think if you look at the King's events yesterday, he flew from Edinburgh to Belfast, back to London, back to the palace. He underwent a full day of engagements and he has not stopped. So hopefully he's been able to rest and recover overnight.
Last night we saw the Queen's grandchildren for the first time in a couple of days, and obviously they were there with King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla. How do you think that went?
Look, I think it's a really important time for family to come together, as it is for anyone who's grieving. And I think for the King, it's very important to have his sons there around him. Even if he wasn't able to spend very much time with them, that will have brought him a lot of comfort. And for the grandchildren themselves, it's a time for them to share their memories and be together and draw comfort from one another.